Kyren Williams reveals the truth about his future, as well as a key Rams defender, very underrated, poised to step up this upcoming NFL season. All that and more on this episode of Rams Digest. And welcome back to another episode of Rams Digest. I'm your host, Joshua Finehirsh. Thank you very much for watching, as always. And before we get into it today, hit that subscribe button. We just hit 3,000, and 340 subscribers, so thank you very much for the support and for all the comments on our videos lately. Josh and I really appreciate it as we work hard to bring you this Rams content every single day. So hit that subscribe button and hit the bell right above it on the left so you do not miss any daily Rams news from Rams Digest. And now to our main story of the day, with Kyren Williams dropping some knowledge about his future with the Rams. And this story is going to be first brought to us by CBS Sports, coming up for you right now. And with Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry cashing in on new deals this offseason, following a successful campaigns, Kyren Williams hopes that he can do the same thing. The Rams running back is now extension eligible, and he recently told the LA Times that he's feeling good about making a deal with Snead, with him saying here, I know with time it's going to happen. And this is a really good mindset for Kyren Williams to have, just because with the Rams right now, they're more concerned on capitalizing on Stafford's last, couple years here in the NFL, trying to make sure he walks away with another Super Bowl ring to really leave no questions that he will be a Hall of Famer. I believe he's a Hall of Famer with that Super Bowl from a few years ago, but another one definitely brings him in. And with Kyren, paying running backs is a bit of a tricky game, as we saw with the Rams way back before COVID with one of my favorites of all time, Todd Gurley, who revolutionized the position. Still, the Rams really had to eat that contract after Gurley unfortunately got arthritis and had to retire early after a stint with the Falcons as well. So the Rams have valid reasons to be wary about paying running backs big money. And with that, Kyren looks to be in a bit of a hold right now with a new contract waiting. And what kind of money can Kyren Williams receive? That is the main question that everybody is asking. And Sporadic, which is a website that lists out player contracts, Sporadic estimates that he's in line to sign a 3-year, $31 million deal that carries an average annual value, AAV, of $10.4 million. This hypothetical deal makes Williams the 7th highest paid running back in the NFL, just ahead of Aaron Jones of the Minnesota Vikings, $10 million, and just behind Josh Jacobs of the Green Bay Packers, $12 million. Naturally, Williams would prefer to put pen to paper before the start of this season, as he's set to make $5.3 million in 2025. And with that, Kyren Williams, the running back rankings get interesting. I would have Kyren right around that range as well of Josh Jacobs and Aaron Jones. The top 5 being, obviously got Saquon 1, Derrick Henry 2. Bijan Robinson, in my opinion, is already up there at number 3 with the way he played last year. He's in line for a big deal after this year as well, with the Falcons most likely looking to extend him as soon as possible. There, and with Kyren, the one thing in Kyren's game that is a bit of a problem that we can go over is his explosiveness. In 2023, he averaged 5 yards per carry, which is elite. And in 2024, down to 4.1 yards, which is a little bit below where you want an elite running back to be for Kyren. And with Kyren, he does have a Pro Bowl, 2023, back-to-back seasons of over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. The red zone threat of Kyren Williams is the main selling point of his game. He is elite in the red area. And 5 fumbles in the regular season as well is not something to really write home about if you're a Rams fan. And he also had multiple fumbles in the playoff game against the Eagles. However, bad weather in that game, I'm not really going to put that all on him, but hopefully he is working on that in the offseason. And Williams followed up his impressive 1,112-yard season in 2023, which he led the league, actually, 95.3 rushing yards per game, for rushing for a career-high 1,299 yards, basically 1,300, and 14 touchdowns this past year. Williams has scored 31 touchdowns from scrimmage over the last 2 seasons, which is tied with Jahmyr Gibbs, one of my favorite backs in the league, for most in the NFL. The former Notre Dame running back that the Rams took in the 5th round has been one of the most consistent in the entire league over the last 2 seasons, and will play a key part if the Rams want to make a Super Bowl run this season. And I want you to comment down below right now, do you believe that Kyren Williams should get that 3-year, $31 million deal from the Rams? And if not, what would you pay Kyren Williams if you're a Rams fan? Or do you believe that the Rams should let him go altogether and let fourth-round pick Jaquez Hunter really, take the reins and be the next great running back for the Rams along with Blake Corum? Let me know in the comments. Me personally, I would pay Kyren Williams because we've seen this resurgence of the running back position lately. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey up there, who I somehow forgot to mention, if he's healthy, definitely in that top 3 running backs in the NFL. Right there, you got McCaffrey helping the Niners go to multiple Super Bowls. You got Saquon and Derrick Henry leading the charge. James Cook of the Bills as well. Bijan, Alvin Kamara is still effective enough. You got Ashton Genty being taken in the top 6 of the draft, and even Amarian Hampton going in the first round as well. The running back is really making a resurgence in the NFL, and it seems to be a key part of teams winning Super Bowls. And for the Rams, Kyren Williams is their best option for right now. And with Kyren Williams potentially being on the block and not coming back, Kyren and his agent both had some words about this deal over the recent weeks, and this story is brought to us from Rams Wire right here, right now. And Rams Wire, Kyren Williams has exceeded all expectations as a former 5th-round pick, as we just mentioned, scoring 31 touchdowns, and he's become a workhorse for the Rams, something few people saw coming when he was selected 164th overall out of Notre Dame in 2022. Williams is already entering the final year of his rookie deal, meaning he'll be a free agent in 2026 if no deal gets done before next March. The Rams and Williams camp have had conversations about a potential extension, sitting down at the annual league meeting this spring to discuss a deal. But we're now into May, and the only thing that's changed in Los Angeles is they've added a running back here in the 4th round in Jaquez Hunter, as we mentioned earlier on. And this is a big deal right here that the Rams and Kyren Williams' agent have sat down at all to discuss potential contract details, because this shows that Kyren wants to be here and that the Rams want Kyren to stay in LA as well. And the Rams are loaded with talent at running back, a group that's led by Williams atop the depth chart. Blake Corum is penciled in as the backup in year 2, coming off of that arm injury after being a 3rd-round pick in 2024. Hunter was a 4th-rounder this year and has the chance to eat into both players' snaps this season as a speedy change of pace runner. And that's what the Rams have been missing in the backfield, is that speed guy. Again, Blake Corum is more of a bell cow, run and pound running back, runs through people. He's not that guy who's going to be making a ton of cuts like Jaquez Hunter is. He's got that speed. And that's what Sean McVay has really lacked outside of Tutu Atwell in the receiving game, is that elite speed that makes teams really, really dangerous. The Chiefs have that in the backfield, and Pacheco is a little bit more explosive. And that's why the Chargers as well picked Amarian Hampton to be more explosive than Najee Harris, Sonic and Knuckles out in Detroit. You got Montgomery, and then you got Jahmyr Gibbs. That Sonic and Knuckles duo, Sonic being Gibbs, Knuckles being Montgomery. And that's how these teams have really been able to win games. And I want you to comment down below right now how you believe this running back trio will do in this upcoming season. How many rushing yards will they get? What are Kyren's stats going to be for next year? For me, I expect Kyren to have around that 1,350 yards mark and 14 touchdowns. Pretty similar. And I'm going to say he averages 4.4 yards per carry. I do believe he works on the explosiveness. Averaging 5 yards per carry is extremely difficult to maintain over an entire season. So I highly doubt that happens, but if he does, fair play for Blake Corum. I have him getting around 500 yards and 6 touchdowns, and then for Hunter, I think 450 yards and 2 touchdowns. I don't believe Hunter eats into many snaps this year, as the Rams are looking to win now and don't need Hunter to have a huge snap count heading up into this year. And we actually have some quotes here from Kyren Williams about his future with the Rams to dive into right now. I know that with time it's going to happen, Williams said last week at a charity event. I would love for it to get done so I can take care of my family and the loved ones who helped me get here. I've always got trust in God, whether it happens now or I play out the season. I know it's going to happen eventually, and so time will tell. I just know I've got to do what I need to do in each and every single day to make sure that it does happen in my favor. Kyren Williams. That's a great quote from Kyren Williams. Good mindset overall as well, not just with this season, but with life. Just letting things happen. I think that's very important. A lot of times, in general, people get too worked up about certain things, and it's not necessarily ideal. And for Kyren, this is the right way to go about things and hope that this new contract happens. And if he has another great season, like I predict he will, he should get that contract extension from the Rams. He loves it here. The Rams seem to like having him. So there's not really a reason as to why he should not get that deal. And we also have a quote from Sean McVay about this as well, that he's very important to the team. Obviously, he's got another year left on his contract, so we'll see if we can get something done. But he knows how important he is to us. As far as just bridging that gap, we'll see how far we have to go for that. But he is a very important part of what we want to be doing moving forward. And this is great to see that Sean McVay is really all in on Kyren Williams as the starter, because this does mean that Kyren Williams has that shot to get that extension sooner rather than later with his coach's trust. And like this video right now, for no more overstressing, I do it, we all do it. It's important to try to stop doing it, and liking this video will help you do that. And now we have a fun story to end off today's video with. The all underrated team has come out from Bleacher Report, and Rams Wire has you covered for a key Rams defender that made this team and how he's going to impact that this season. There's no question the Rams have stars on their roster, but the bulk of the team is made up of lesser-known players to the general public. And this is because so many of their key starters are entering their second or third seasons in the NFL. And this is great for the Rams, having all this youth that's being impactful early on. However, that does mean we have to pay people sooner rather than later. And Byron Young is one player who's been incredibly productive and impactful in his first 2 seasons, but he's not really a household name yet to casual viewers and non-Rams fans. Could that change in 2025 if he enjoys a true breakout season rushing the passer? Bleacher Report's Gary Davenport recently put together his all-underrated team for 2025, and Young was the only Rams player selected. He was one of 2 edge rushers chosen by Davenport, with Jonathan Cooper of the Broncos being the other. And Young hasn't really received the accolades of his battering mate in 2024 Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jared Verse, but the third-year pro has been consistently productive, topping 60 tackles with at least 7.5 sacks in both professional seasons. The 27-year-old took up Pilates this offseason to help improve his conditioning and technique, and he told the team's website he's already seeing the benefits. And this is great to see as well. You know, players really taking that time to condition, to get better, to try Pilates. I have not tried Pilates. Comment down below if you've ever done Pilates and what the benefits of that are, because I don't know. I've heard it's good, and if it's working for Byron Young, hey, keep doing it. You know, Byron Young has had a really, successful career so far. 6'2", 258, 27 years old, as this says. A little older than you would think for someone going into year 3, but that is okay. And Byron Young actually had a quote about his offseason conditioning as well, that we are going to take a look at here. Just growth that has me being the best player I could be, Young said. I'm just seeing this part of my life that I definitely needed for years, and I just didn't notice it. I'm glad I found it. But I'm looking at being a lot stronger, faster, fit, being able to do plays longer, last longer than O-lineman or whoever I'm going against. So I see that kind of improving everything all around. That's what I'm hoping for. And that's the right mindset to have if you're Byron Young. Really just trying to improve, make your body better. We see what athletes like LeBron and Brady did with their bodies and continue to do, and how Brady was able to last 20 plus years at an elite level. And we're seeing LeBron still playing at an elite level in the NBA. So seeing Byron Young taking this action shows me that he wants to improve, he wants to get better, and hit that double-digit sack total. Young has no trouble racking up the sacks, though, recording 8 as a rookie in 2023 and 7.5 last season, playing all 17 games each year, which is very important. He's been healthy for 2 years, which is great. The best ability is availability. He also had 61 and 62 tackles in his first 2 seasons, respectively, with 32 total quarterback hits and 20 tackles for a loss. Again, key stats as an edge rusher, tackling guys behind the line of scrimmage, making second and long, third and long situations, which really allow the defense to have a much easier time throughout the game. And Byron Young has created so many of those in just his first 2 years with the Rams. There haven't been many young edge rushers producing the numbers that Young has in his first 2 years, which puts him on track to take a major third-year leap in 2025, which are adverse on the other side of the line, and Kobe Turner and Braden Fisk also rushing the passer. Young will have ample one-on-one opportunities on the outside, and look for Young to shine in year 3 with the Rams. This is very well said. The Rams have an elite young defensive line. Kobe Turner, Braden Fisk, Jared Verse, Byron Young. No offensive line can double-team any of them, making it almost impossible to stop that. All of these guys should have 5+ sacks heading into next year, as well with the addition of Puka Nacua. I know he's more of a run stopper, but he's a good veteran to have on the squad as well. They did lose Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown did go to the Panthers. Wishing him the best of luck over there. However, that just means Byron Young has even more of a chance to step up. And comment down below right now, how many sacks do you think Byron Young will have? I believe that Jared Verse is going to lead the team in sacks with potentially even 15 plus. I think Jared Verse is that good and has the potential to be a DPOY candidate for this upcoming season. With Verse, I have Young getting 75 tackles. I believe he sets a career high in tackles and 9 sacks. I believe he falls just short of 10 because all the other guys on this line can get sacks, and it's not because Byron Young isn't good enough to get 10. It's because everyone else is so good that it may take away from their own individual numbers. And like this video right now for Byron Young and the Rams Young defensive line. And that is it for this episode of Rams Digest. Thank you very much for watching. As always, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, so you do not miss any daily Rams Digest videos covering the latest Rams news. And as well, comment down below your predictions for Kyren Williams this upcoming year and the entire running back room, as well as your predictions for Byron Young and the entire defensive line room, and what you think Kyren Williams' contract should be. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. I've been your host, Joshua Finehirsh, and I'll see you soon for another episode of Rams Digest.